Hello, you guys. Good evening, everyone. How's everybody doing? I hope y'all doing good. We're not gonna be on that long tonight. Just a whippersnapper, as they say. A whippersnapper. Okay, notifications going out. Hey, the Black Barbie. How you doing? How is everybody doing tonight? Hey, Miss Nelly. How y'all doing tonight? Y'all, listen, it rained all day. And now the rain want to stop. Since I'm at home, I want some rain. I like it when it rains. But of course, I like to be at home when it rains. When it was raining earlier, I was not at home. I was at work. How how was my date? I wouldn't call it a date. I mean, it was cool. I wouldn't call it a date. Just two old friends that met for stop. We used to stop it. We used to date. Rule of thumb. One of the rules I got is that I usually don't go back and move. I usually don't go back and date guys that I've dated before. I just kind of leave them, leave them where they at. But he's a cool guy, though. He is. He's cool. We've been apart long enough for me not to be mad at him anymore. So he just kind of stay on. He kind of stay on my good side. And he know I used to love to do coffee dates all the time. And we dated for several years. He probably on here, child. I ain't trying to date him no more though. Well, we can go have coffee though. Y'all hit the like button. Make sure you guys hit the like button, okay? Like, share, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. And I just want to talk a little bit about Cassie. You know, people are saying that she's not innocent. I said the New Orleans governor. I meant to say the Louisiana. I'm gonna change that. The governor is over the whole state of Louisiana, right? Um, Louisiana's governor basically condemned, or he said he had words to say about some of those workers because he feels like they're all feeling like at this point that there was some help involved in those inmates getting out, and I believe it. Miss Nell said, "Okay, Miss T, don't let him put too much and sugar, cream and sugar that coffee, okay?" Because he always had a real laid back personality. I done got over him. It was hard for me to walk away from him when we was going together. I'm over him now though. Because he had that real laid back personality where he was just so chill, and he just always just real sneaky and calm and all of that. But we hadn't been together in about 2 years. So Aaron says, enjoyed the video with your dad. He had a gentle soul. Yes, he did. My dad has such a gentle soul. He has such a gentle soul. Rest in peace to my dad. I was over at my studio. My clients came in tonight and recorded their show. Wow, Tam, never knew you felt that way about me. I'm talking about my dad. Oh no, I'm talking about my dad having a gentle soul. That was one of the, that's one of the reasons why, like, I said that I was going to start. I'm in the process of moving right now. I'm in the process of moving. And so, I've been taking out so much stuff. I've been throwing a lot of stuff away too. And I think I've let some mosquitoes up in here. And so, anyways, that's one of the, once I get settled, I'm going to start, once I get settled, I'm going to start, like, doing some cooking shows. That's one of the reasons why I'm very serious about, sugar-free food, just showing a lot of the sugar-free stuff that I buy. I am not a diabetic, but I am pre-diabetic. My dad, that was a year before my dad passed. I remember that year. It was in January. No, it was in November. It was in November. Yeah, it was in November. I said January of 2022. It was in November of 2022. Or was it 2021? I thought I had it labeled as 2022. No, that was November of 2021. I need to change that. So it was like a year and some change. Because, okay, so that was November of 2021 that we did that video. And then he got really, really sick in June. Yeah. He had like a light stroke. He had a light stroke, complications from diabetes, and he went to the hospital, and he actually was going to recover, right? And so then my dad thought, he got up that night, the security on the hospital bed, the bed was broken. And he thought that he thought that he could walk. He thought he was okay, but he really needed help. And he got up out of the bed was broken, so the alarm didn't go off, the hospital bed, and he fell backwards and hit his head on the table and went into a coma. And he never recovered. That's what happened. So, I think I'm better now, because it was real hard for me to give my dad up. It really was. I was angry and stuff. I was talking to some of my dad's business partners today, and they was like, we see that you're doing a lot better. I have a lot of my energy back. Like, I'm motivated to start working out and losing my weight and stuff again, because I was so mad at a lot of stuff. I was mad at the way my stepmama did stuff, because of her jealousy of me and my dad's relationship. I was angry at her and my half sisters, and I was angry at I was angry at the way that things happened as it relates to my dad. So I just had a lot of that stuff I've started releasing. Like I have to pray. I gotta pray for my stepmother. It's not good. You've been married to a man. I As long as I can remember, my dad was married to that lady because my dad and my mom were high school sweethearts. Okay, so they were teen parents. And then it didn't work out, as it's oftentimes it don't. But our families, my mom and my dad's family, lived two doors down from each other. So I mean, it was just, they've always had a good relationship. And so um I always thought that my stepmother liked me. Okay. It wasn't until, I guess, she would have liked me more if I wasn't so much like my dad. My dad and I had a close relationship. I guess her jealousy kind of rose up because her daughters are different. I'm more vocal. I'm not like my mother. I'm more like my dad and my grandmother. So I mean, I've always been very outspoken since I was a little girl because my grandmother told me to be. And her daughters she raised her daughters differently. Well, whereas he said ever since I was a little girl, he was like, that personality that he was like, when you was a little girl, I knew that personality that you had needs to be on display or something like that. So I don't know. Jealousy is something else. This lady has allowed her jealousy to, she started having strokes. That lady was so jealous of me and my dad, she started having health problems because of my dad and our business relationships. So it's weird. So I just had a lot of anger because when he died, I think she felt like this is my time to put her in her place. Rick showed her all of this favoritism, and I don't think that that's true. My dad was the type of person, he dealt with all of his daughters differently because we all have different personalities. I never even thought that I was my dad's favorite because we clashed all of the time, but we worked together and did business together because we had the same interests. So that made him invest in me more. So hey, she just did a lot of stuff, and she can't understand that her and my half sisters are going to have to pay for that. Now, she had the nerve to bring up you hiding stuff. Lady, if you ever think you're going to get up in my studio and take anything my daddy gave me, you out of your damn mind, lady. I had to fight these folks for the money my dad left us and everything. Like, so I just had a lot of anger. I was just mad because I couldn't believe a lady who's supposed to be saved and sanctified and an evangelist. She had all these people in her ear, just guiding her wrong. A lot of them have died. She don't understand. You have to reap what you sow. And if my sisters ain't care, my half sisters, I out of everybody, I'm really shocked because me and these girls grew up together. It's not like my dad had us separated. I was with them every summer. So, I mean, I just had a lot of stuff going on. And then I had Countdown John and all these damn fools on here, Onan, and all of them coming at me, right? Because of their mental illnesses. Okay. But every dog got a day. Every dog got a day on here. Okay. Every dog got a day, and a lot of them got 2 or 3. Because they rabbit hole go pretty deep. So Positive Vibe says when a person passes away, that's when people show that's when they show their true colors. That lady totally changed. My dad bought a museum. Remember, I was telling y'all, I was like, my dad bought a building in downtown Memphis, and he had renovated it. He had totally renovated it. They was so mad at a black man buying a building like that in downtown Memphis and renovating it, because buildings like that are not even supposed to be for black people, right? So my dad went ahead and retired because of his health, and he was like, this is my legacy. You all are my legacy. And it's funny because my dad said, I'll never forget, he said, I'm going to be around for about 3 more years. And then he said, after about 3 more years, I'll probably be off of the scene. God knows I didn't know he was talking about he was going to die. He said, I'm probably going to be off of the scene. But this right here, this museum, this African American Women's Museum, is my legacy for you all to carry on. That lady did some illegal stuff. I didn't even try to fight her for that. She did some illegal stuff as it relates to that museum. And she said, your daddy said he want me to give my daughters a banquet hall. Just lying. Just totally evil. Just got that gutter rat mentality. And my half sisters was right along with her with her damn son-in-laws that's supposed to be ministers. I hope they don't croak out while they preaching, because they really playing with God. Okay, so I just had a lot of anger. I didn't know how deep that jealousy ran as it relates to them. So I had to work through a whole lot of stuff. And so once I started to release that, I just kind of started releasing that and giving it over to God. Okay, things really started to turn around and work out. I've gotten my motivation back. I stay calmer now. As it relates to YouTube, YouTube don't pay me a damn thing. I had to reach out to YouTube the other day. Somebody trying to change somebody was trying to hack into change the payments. Now the YouTube check don't even be none. It ain't nobody, but it's these same damn YouTubers that's been terrorizing YouTube. Is one damn sector, and it's about 2 or 3 people that's gonna bring down a whole fucking sector. The rest of them are just scammers, but they scam elsewhere. The ones that have obsessive personalities in that sector is getting ready to bring that whole sector down. That whole sector is gonna be like Backpage. I'm telling you. Okay? I'm telling you. What you mean it's 2 sides to a coin? Oh, yeah, that's true. You're right. It is 2 sides to a coin. Because let me tell you something. She was always very quiet. And when my dad was around, she would, how a girl that has been around since I've been around this lady since I was a baby. Y'all, they changed his and let me just say this, because I'm gonna start having lawyers on my TV show, probate lawyers. Let me tell you what they did. One of my half sisters was like, they got my dad's will, and my dad had an account with a few $100,000 in it that he had for us, and he wanted it to be split 5 ways, right? Yeah, I got to tell it. Listen, always make sure. See somebody calling me, so I won't tell it. My mama might even be on here. Girl, I told you that. Hello? Hey, nothing much. I'm just on my vlog.
Out here just walking around. Getting a little walk on.
Is it dark out there?
Yeah. But like right now, I'm on my street.
Mm-hmm.
What's happening on my street?
Well, that's true.
it's just like a track. Sometimes, if I'm trying to get a certain amount of steps in a day, I come out here at 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night.
Well, they're not gonna mess with you anyway. They know you the police. Yeah, it's super quiet. It is. It's still a lot of older people over there, isn't it?
The only time we have anything happen is like somebody moves over
Mm-hmm. Well, that's a blessing. Well, listen, I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna call you. I'm not gonna be on here too long. I'm gonna call you when I get off. Okay. Okay, y'all. That's a mosquito up in my house. Yeah, it wasn't meant for me to talk about that. I'm glad he called to cut me off because I've been healing and getting away from that. But let me just say this, okay? Always when there's a will written out, you have family members like my dad had a will written out. Make sure you all get copies of it. And I know, like with men, oftentimes they really trust their wives. It is best to let a lawyer be the executor of the will because this is what they did. They started my okay, so my dad had that account and he was like it was to be split 5 ways amongst all of us, right? So and his wife had my dad had just got $1 million. I mean, his wife got, I mean, how greedy can you be? And so then so what they did was when my dad had the stroke, he got sick. He started just going down he went into a coma. Then he started having strokes after he hit his head and stuff. And so anyways, my half sister called me. I guess they figured I was gonna be the problem, right? So she called me. She said, we can't pay for we gotta, in order for us to be able to pay for daddy's medicine, we need to get into his accounts. I said, he didn't have his wife name on nothing, on none of those accounts, right? So we were his heirs, so we all had to agree to it. So I was like, okay. I mean, she was like, well, you gotta, anything for my dad. I was like, well, if y'all having a hard time, me and my other sister, we can help. We can help you with the medicine. Don't, call me. I'm willing to give. I mean, my dad. They said they were. So one of my aunties said, and I really wish I had listened to my auntie. She said, remember now, your dad has really good insurance. So your dad wouldn't be having no trouble with getting no medicine or anything like that. And I said, well, they're going to have to get conservatorship. His wife had gotten sick, so they wouldn't give her conservatorship because she was sick from having strokes, from being mad about him going in business with me. Okay. So she told her daughter, you get conservatorship. And so my auntie said, for the playing field, and I wish I had listened to her. She said, for the playing field to be even though those are her children, those are your sisters, I think y'all should have joint conservatorship. They call me Chrissy. She said, you and your sister. She said, therefore, they can do nothing since you are the outside child, because I'm the oldest. Me and one of my other sisters, they can do nothing without y'all knowing about it. So I was like, well, my dad got a will. They're not gonna be able to do anything, right? Well, what I didn't know at the time is that what they was doing, they was getting conservatorship. When they get conservatorship, they put their mom's name on all of his accounts. And when they put her name on all of his accounts, the money that $350,000 that he had in that account for us to divide amongst us, 5 ways, they put their mama's name on it, and we had to fight her. That's what they did. Now, lady, my dad got $800 and something thousand from the city when I hope they looking at this. How greedy can you be? You got all of it. And money that he put into his account for his children, you feel like your 3 daughters supposed to get it and not his other daughters? Although all of our names was on the will. So I said that to say this, you guys, because I mean, that lady, I think that lady she'd rather croak. She has, and she is going to, because she looked like it's going to be any day now. Okay. That lady had held so much hate and jealousy on the inside of her because she could not stand to turn on that TV and see me and my dad on that TV. She felt like, why is he got such an affection for a child that's not even mine when I was in the picture before he married her? I'm his first child. And that's what my aunties were saying. What are you talking about? That's his oldest child. You knew about this child before you married him. She feel like it's okay for him to care about me, but she felt like he showed me favor and he's supposed to only show the wife's children favor. And this was her opportunity. She didn't even care. She told me, I like your sister, my other sister. It's just you. You felt like he was your daddy by yourself. I never felt like that. What is that lady talking about? This is all of the anger that she held inside from looking at me and my dad's relationship because we did business together because we had similar personalities. Okay? So I said that to say this. If y'all got loved ones, go tell your mama and them to get a lawyer to be the executor. Understand if there are accounts, I don't care what the will say, they will, if they get conservatorship, they are the first thing they're going to start doing is changing the names on the accounts so that you cannot get nothing. Watch everything every step of the way because the beneficiary trumps the will, which means if there's a will and they go and start changing stuff, beneficiaries, you won't get a damn dime. You're going to have to fight them for it and prove. When my dad was sick, he was sick. And it's funny because I was going out there and I was recording him because I wanted to keep memories of him. He was not in his right mind to approve for them to change the beneficiaries of an account that was for all of his damn children. I mean, you spend out thousands of dollars. I was stressed out paying lawyers. But that's the type of stuff that people do. And then they take their ragged asses to church and start praising God. See, the difference with me as it relates to me and anybody else, I can tell you I got a flaw. I'm flawed. But guess what? I ain't like that. I'm not going to try to snake you out of nothing. I'd rather you have your shit and stay away from me. I'm going to tell you how I feel. I'm not going to try to snake you. I ain't going to try to get up under you so I can snake you. I don't want my lick back. I'm going to let you know I think you garbage because you ain't shit. Stay away from me. I don't throw rocks and hide my hands. Somebody thought they snaked me recently and I didn't make no fake pages. I went on with my real page and told them and did what I did. Okay? But people need to be very meticulous about that. And let me just say this before I get into the topic, okay? But I feel myself coming back to myself, okay? I can't miss a blessing. The exercising helps me. I'm at the point now where I'm able to, because at first I couldn't even look at videos of me and my dad. I couldn't do it. It hurt me too bad. I couldn't do it. But I was going through stuff today. I was going through drawers and contracts and stuff. While my clients was in the recording room. I was going through stuff. I'm getting better. And I could feel myself getting a lot better as it relates to that. My other sister was like, you know what, these lawyers, just let them have it. I said I wouldn't care when we finish if it ain't but $2. They ain't that he wanted us. They don't just steal our money. They stole it. And then sit their asses up at church. My sisters with their no good asses. That lady set up. My dad, when he retired, he bought a brand new blue truck. Okay, Dodge, glistening blue, just a beautiful blue. She said, I'm gonna get rid of that truck. I'm trying to find somebody. Your daddy got a year left on that truck. Because my dad was the type. His credit was A1. He said, I'm gonna pay my truck off all but a year. And I said, how? He said, I keep a year on it. That's how you keep your credit high. I said, oh, okay. So I said, how much is my dad's truck note? I said, because I know he said he had basically paid it off. He was just going. She said $400. I said, I'll take it. I said, I'll take that Dodge Ram. I said, it's a big truck, but I'll take it because that's something that I have with my dad's. You know what that old bat told me? Well, let me see what his friends say, because his friend, the one they call Uncle Duck, he said he wanted, and my son-in-law said he wanted. I'm his motherfucking daughter, lady. And y'all know what she did? That her son-in-law riding around in my daddy's truck. She'd rather have seen her daughter's husband with it than to see his own damn daughter because of her jealousy. And she's sitting over there looking like she gonna die any day now with that evilness. And she got the nerve to be dirty. So I was going through a lot. But guess what? I can't miss a blessing. I can't. I remember when my dad called a meeting. I don't know, y'all. I'm just thinking about it because I've been looking at my videos today, and I'm kind of like, my dad was getting ready to do a lot. My dad funded a lot of other politicians. Okay, he helped them to get into office. I remember when Mary Lee Harris getting ready to run. He told my dad, "You the first person I came to. I need your support." My dad was very vocal. He was unbought and unbossed, so he could speak his mind because he had his own damn money. Okay. I remember my dad called a meeting. Like I said, they called me Chrissy. He said, okay, so I bought the museum. We're gonna renovate that and make that a African American women's museum. And he said, another thing that I want to do, like I said, they called me Chrissy. He said, I'm getting ready to groom y'all oldest sister. He said, in order for us to have the right type of politicians, we got to groom our own politicians, the ones that we know won't sell out. He said, and we got to fund them. He said, so I got some funders. I'm going to fund your sister. I got some more funders. Get your ass off of him. And we get ready to groom your sister to run for office, because we got to start grooming politicians, the right types of politicians. That's the only way we're going to change Memphis. You know what one of my half sisters looked at my dad and said, how is you grooming her and getting people to put money behind her? What is that supposed to do for us? How is that helping us? I was shocked at that. I was shocked that she said that. I should have said, bitch, do you want to run? But I didn't do it. They was jealous of the relationship that me and my dad had. But I mean, they was raised up in the house with him. They weren't trying to do nothing. Their main job, my auntie was saying, she said, your dad had started coming when your dad started getting sick. your dad started confiding in me, saying, why they trying to turn me? Why does her sisters feel this way about her? Why do they feel this way about their sister? Why they trying to, my daughters, I can't take this. Why are my daughters trying to turn me against their sister? Them bitches sat over there and tried to turn my dad against me. That's all they had. Bitch, you got a husband. You ought to been trying to deal with that, and all y'all could do is try to turn my dad against me, and it didn't work. Because up until my daddy couldn't call me no more, he called me 3 motherfucking times a day. Whew, I don't want to talk about it, y'all, because I done got delivered from that. Oh, Lord, I just... Whew. Anyway, y'all, all that aggression, I have to... I don't care about people knowing. Learn about probate. Okay, learn about probate. Learn, understand that when folks start getting conservatorship, they can change beneficiaries and everything. Okay, a will don't mean nothing. You're gonna have to go fight them, and a lot of folks ain't got no damn money to fight them. I was working day and night. I don't care. I'm gonna get up. I'll be on the case all motherfucking night to get that money up to pay them lawyers. Okay, and I was stressed out. Then had to get on here and these damn fools. But ain't no need to worry about these damn fools on here because their days are numbered. What I was ready to say is, so I get a message from YouTube already on here that already I don't get paid nothing. Don't y'all know they was trying to, somebody had them hacked, somebody trying to change the payment method and put their damn credit card on to my account so that the money could go to them. It ain't nobody but a certain sector that's doing it because they got a few people in that sector that's sick. But y'all ain't got to worry about them. Here, my right hand to the Lord on my daddy's grave. The feds is gonna get them. They already been watching them. And I don't put stuff on my daddy's grave, but I can promise you that. Okay. Anyway, y'all, let's move on. Oh, I have to do a woo side. I didn't mean. I got to thinking about my dad, but then I got to think about what they tried to do, and they tell all types of lies. They tell all types of lies. So that lady to say you act like you just want to be your dad's only child. How in the fuck I want to be his only child when he has 6 motherfucking girls? Hell, I love my dad, but he worried me to death. I would have welcomed them every time. I need you to do this. I need you to go here. I need you to go there. What they having this? I need you to go up in there and see what they talking about. I need how they asses could have did it. They was married though. Their husbands wouldn't have let them. I was the only one single, so I could move around freely. I'm the oldest. She wanted her daughter to be the oldest child. Her daughter is the oldest of her daughter, but not of my dad's daughters. I remember I walked in the hospital and I was talking to the doctor and I was talking to one of the nurses and she's like, "Well, who are you?" I was like, "I'm his oldest daughter." She was like, "No, you're not his oldest daughter. His oldest daughter was here. His wife introduced me to his oldest daughter, and she said he was." I said, I don't know what she said. Okay, but I'm the oldest. So when me and my sister got into it, one of my sisters, "I know you, his oldest daughter. You don't have to keep saying that." Anyways, y'all, I just I'm gonna tell y'all why I be getting mad sometimes. I feel like once they started looking at my dad's accounts and all that money he had, I think they wanted him dead. I promise to God, that's the thing that makes me so mad. I feel like they started once he got sick because he didn't tell people how much money he had. And once they got a hold to his accounts, they started tapping into them accounts. They didn't see no need for my dad to get better. They wanted him gone. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. I feel like they wanted him dead to get his money. That's how I feel about it. And that's why I can't ever forgive them. I'll never like them people. Never. I always hate my sisters and they mammy. I begged them. I called my sister after she got conservatorship. She was like, well, they said he ain't gonna get better. So we just gonna let him starve. I said, please don't let him starve, please. I said, do not let them stop feeding him. If he died, if he just died on his own, he just died on his own. Please don't do him like this. Please don't let him starve to death, please. They wanted that man, they wanted his money so bad. They saw that he had got $1 million. They wanted that money. That's what they wanted. And I always believe that. Anyway, y'all, I got upset. That's why I've been doing good. I think I think that's where the stress and the anger, a lot of my weight gain came from. And I'm serious because I used to stress and think about it constantly, constantly, and then fighting them because they just evil, just evil. If this man leaves you $1 million, his whole pension, you low down bat, why would you want to be greedy and make us fight for what he left us? Because you want your kids to have everything. That museum that was my dad's pride and joy that he paid cash for. She making it into a banquet hall for her daughters when he was leaving a legacy behind for all of his daughters. they'll never sell nothing out of it. It might burn up. Okay, I don't wish that, but it might with them in it. Okay. Anyways, y'all, let's move on before I get upset. I don't even know what I was gonna talk about. Anyway, y'all, I'll probably delete this video. Maybe. I don't know. I probably won't. I get to talking about I'm gonna delete something. Folks will start trying to record as if I give a damn about them recording it. I don't say stuff that I feel like I'm gonna regret. I said exactly what I meant, and I don't regret it. I've said it before, and I didn't regret it. Anyways, y'all. I think I just had a lot of emotions because, like I said, I was over on my computers today, going through my archives, downloading stuff, putting it on my external drives. And I was removing, because I'll never delete anything. I was removing all of the shows that my dad and I did. And when I started doing TV, it was me and my dad. My dad was the one. Let me tell y'all something. I had no idea on how to do nothing. And I remember I was working at the sheriff's office. I was working in the chief's office. And I told my dad, I said, Dad, I want to do a domestic violence show. I said, now on TV. I said, I see Thaddeus Matthews is on this network, and I want to do a show. And so I said, would you go over there with me? And so my dad, I remember my dad met me over there that evening, and we was talking to this, be quiet. We was talking to this production company. And so the production company was like, well, this is how much it's going to be. And what you need to do is get advertisement, and that'll pay for, your show. You'll have a 30-minute show. Like they gave me, I didn't know at the time, like it was this astronomical fee, right? So my dad was like, well, you get the advertisement and stuff. I was learning along the way. I had no idea. So then the production company, when I talked to them again, they kept going up and up and up. And I remember I called my dad from work, and I was crying, and I was like, they keep going up. I'm not going to take the show. And so my dad said, well, if they have a production company on Comcast, you should be able to have one. And I was like, well, I don't know how to do that. And he said, well, I tell you what, he said, I'm going to retire in a few years. He said, and I want to start investing my money and stuff. So he said, so if you could figure out how to start a TV production company for that channel, I'll put all the money behind it. He said, I'll put the money behind it, and then I buy all of the equipment. I'll do whatever is necessary, but you got to do the footwork and prove to me that you want it by figuring out how to do it. And I promised to God I was trying to figure out how to do it. And I was like, dog, I don't know what to do. And then one night I was sitting looking at Thaddeus Matthews. And Thaddeus Matthews was mad at the guy that was over Comcast. And he said his name. And I was like, oh my God, that's his name. So I started looking up his name. I was working for the sheriff's office. And I was like, dog, I found the name. And so it ended up being his son. His son was so nice. And he was like, no, I'm not the person that's over Comcast. It's my dad. He said, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you my dad's phone number, and you just tell him I gave it to you. Now, y'all know that was God. So I ended up calling the guy. The guy was so mad at Thaddeus for busting him out for going on TV talking bad about him. We had a conversation for hours. He was like, you got to fill out a packet. You need $2 million worth of insurance, all of that. I wasn't worried because my dad had already said, whatever the fees are, don't worry about it. I'm just going to pay it. We get the insurance. The guy was helping me. He was like, I'm not going to, he was like, I'm not going to sell them. I'm not going to give them any more time until you get your stuff up and going. He was mad at Thaddeus. So he was going to punish that production company. So he was like, I'm gonna let you pick the cherries or whatever they say, the whatever, you know, I'm gonna let you get the cherry pick. I was like, wow, okay. So it just fell in my lap, right? So, anyways, the guy from Comcast ended up, I was like, dog, I was like, it's 50 pages to fill out. And it was in lawyer's time. I was like, dog, I got to figure out how to do this. And he was like, he called me and he was like, what's taking you so long to send the application back? I said, well, I'm trying to figure out how to read this language. And he said, well, do you got time? Because I'm gonna let me go over it with you because I'm the one that approved everything. And he said, we'll just go over each page and I'll explain to you what everything means, and I'll tell you what to write on the application, and you fax it right over to me. And that was just the Lord. And then we was up and going, right? So me and my dad were the two, like every year, my dad got me a new camera. He always was bringing me new cameras, updated cameras every single year to the office. He would walk in and say, "Look, girl, I got you a new camera. I think this camera is gonna be better." He like Canon cameras. Thank you, Rochelle. So that's basically how it happened. I think my dad had an interest because he knew my dad liked to put out information. So he knew if in order to put out information that was not what's the word that I'm looking for? To put out, I guess, truthful information. Because there was a lot of stuff that they wouldn't let my dad say because he would go on radio stations and stuff. He knew that you had to start buying your own, you had to have your own media, right? And I think that's one of the reasons why, like, when I see a lot of these black podcasters on here, it's sad to me how they sell out for a damn penny to put out fake stuff. They'll let somebody, they want to get big so that people can pay them to put out fake shit. That's why they don't last. Instead of using their platforms to educate and put out the right information. It's a damn shame that every other person have a price tag on them. It's sad. It really is. And that's why they don't last long. Anyways, y'all, I hope y'all don't think I'm a cuckoo bird. I just be having a lot of emotions. I had a lot of emotions today because I went through the archives and was looking at me and my dad's shows. But I wanted to talk about Cassie is not innocent. Or they're saying Cassie is not innocent. Louisiana's governor would go after the jailers that helped the inmates to escape, and the mayor of Memphis is saying that he didn't know that Memphis was the murder capital, but he's looking forward to the FBI and their entities coming in, their task force, to help to make Memphis a safer city. So when I was looking at that, I was like, it's really get ready to get real in Memphis, which is a good thing because people need to it's time to get a lot of this crime and stuff up under control. It's time to get this crime and stuff up under control. Hold on for a second, you guys. I was looking at, they was talking about Diddy's lawyers is paying Cassie as a person that was just as violent as Diddy and a willing participant. Now, they're doing a good job at doing that. But let me just say this. They're doing a good job at doing it. But you have to think about there are going to be other witnesses and stuff to come in to talk about how Diddy intimidated them, how he used his money to kill people, to hurt people. And I think that's going to flip it back. You know, I would say I never thought that Diddy would be convicted, right? I never thought that he would, but now I get to thinking about, you know, we don't know on the rebuttal of the prosecution. We don't know the witnesses and stuff that are going to come in. The issue with Diddy is down through the years, he has messed over everybody. Okay? Not just a few people. Diddy has messed over everybody that he ever came in contact with, right? So you got now that he's on the outs and he does not have the elites to back him up anymore. People are feeling more comfortable with coming out telling Diddy stories about how he messed them over. Yeah, it's bigger than Cassie. People are starting to feel more comfortable about coming out talking about what Diddy did to them. So now you're going to have a lot of people coming into the courtroom. How many people do you all believe is going to come in and really speak on Diddy's behalf? I'm willing to bet, because he has messed over everybody, that he's going to have more people to come in to talk about the stories about how he intimidated them, threatened them, and had the money, you know, to do what he said do, and did do a lot of things to people. Okay? You're going to have more people coming in talking about that. The prosecution has already, Albie Shore said they've already reached out to him. Okay? He's definitely got stories about what Diddy has done to him. You had several people talk about how Diddy did a lot of wiretapping. He hired people that knew how to tap into the networks and stuff so that he could listen to people's conversations. This is the type of stuff that he did. I mean, he's a sickie. And so I think about now, you know, when people say that people, you know, because you still have a few people that go, well, you know, they want to take down a black man. Diddy been taking down black folks for over 30 years now. So why would it be, if it's better for him to do it, or it's good for him to do it, and him not get back when he been doing it for 30 years? I was listening to Young City. Hey Diane. I was listening to Young City. He's from out of New Orleans. I think he first called himself Chopper City. But I think he called himself Young City or something now. And he says that a lot of the concepts, a lot of the songs and stuff that he wrote, because New Orleans has a different sound. You have to think about too, around that time, New Orleans was definitely the murder capital, and New Orleans was hidden. Okay, their music was different. Their music, I love New Orleans type music, right? And he said that Memphis Bleak, he had written some verses, and he said that Diddy took the verse, he took the song and sold it to Memphis Bleak or something. He said, I had to take that. He said his mother died when he was young. His daddy was in jail. He said, so he lied to get on making the band. He lied about his age. You had to be 18. He was only 16. So he had a fake name, a fake real name. He said, so the way Diddy was able to Diddy took several of the verses and the songs that he wrote and sold them to other people, produced them for other people. He said, and the way he said when he would go to Diddy, the way Diddy would get him was, he said he had a warrant also. He used a fake name because he also had a warrant. He said Diddy would tell him, well, I'm gonna turn you in to the police. He said, so that's how Diddy was able to control him. I'm gonna turn you into the police. He said when he would go to him, when Diddy would steal his concepts and his verses, put his name on it and give it to other artists, well, I'm gonna turn you into the police then. He said, so I had to take that. So Diddy has messed over folks out. So when people get to talking about they trying to take down a black man, damn Diddy. Oh, good. They should have been took that black man down. Okay, everybody that look like you ain't right, and that man ain't did nothing for nobody. Now, as far as Cassie is concerned, yeah, I believe she was intimidated, but I also believe that Cassie, I also believe, Cassie did a lot of what she did. Maybe out of intimidation, sometimes she was, maybe blackmail because he would threaten to send pictures and stuff out. But she also wanted to please Diddy also. So we got to look at that too. So I guess I'll say it might be 50-50, but I think it's going to be the prosecution stands a chance of having more people to come in to talk about what Diddy did to them. Because, I was looking at, I forget who it was. I think it was the Art of Dialogue or something. I forget who it was. I don't know if it was Gene Deal or who says that Diddy, like with the hitmen, his producers, if they weren't producing hits or they weren't doing things the way Diddy wanted them to do it, he would come in there, man, just slap the shit out of one of them. Just slap the shit out of a man. So, I don't, but they let him do it. But I don't care nothing about Diddy. Okay. He wanted his own gin. Okay. Whatever. I don't care what he wanted. He did stuff. I don't care why they did it. The truth of the matter is this was going to happen anyways, because Diddy has had to reap what he sowed. Okay. Diddy had to reap what he sowed. He had to reap what he sowed. Diane says Diddy knew how to charm the room and deceive the nation. Kenny says Tamara Cassie no more than just freak offs for a ninja to pay $30 million. Yeah. She knows where all of the skeletons are. I think it's for him to pay her that. She knows she knows the name of all the children. She know a whole lot. And I believe I don't think Diddy was the only person that paid her that. I believe it was collectively quite a few of them that we ain't heard about that helped to give her that money. Because they don't want their names to come up. A lot of other celebrities are going down. Yeah. But I think it's just about time. I'm happy that the industry the evilness of the industry is being torn down, right? It's so many talented people and actors and actresses and rappers and songwriters and producers and singers that want to get into the entertainment industry, but they come from a solid foundation and they're not willing to sell their soul and have freak offs, so they're blackballed. So I'm glad to see that the evilness of the industry is being torn down, because when you tear stuff down, oftentimes you have to tear things down for it to be built back up right. And what I'm hoping is all of these freaks like Diddy and a whole lot of others, because I don't think Diddy, if he's convicted, I don't think he's gonna go down. I think he's gonna do an Alpo too. He gonna tell on everybody else. Okay. Now, with Clive, now even Young City said that Diddy ain't had to do no hard labor to get what he got. He said Diddy was on his knees for Andre Harrell and for Clive Davis. Now, Diddy was on his knees for Andre Harrell and Clive Davis, but that's a choice that Diddy made. So that's why he always tried to his agenda was to try and annihilate masculinity. Okay, but he chose but he chose to give up his booty and to get on his knees. Okay, that's what he chose to do. He didn't have to do it. He wanted the fame. He wanted the fame. Yeah, I want to let y'all start calling in. Go on now. I don't feel like being bothered with y'all today. Yeah, I'm talking about my puppies. Let me see my phone. That particular phone. Let me see. The phone that I be using. I'll put up on the screen. I got so many damn phones. I can never find one of them. Okay. I don't know where it is. Yeah, the industry needs a redo so those good people can start getting an opportunity. Y'all, evil can never override good. I know it seems like evil reigns, but it reigns for a little while. But then you see what happens in the end. So I'm glad that it looks like the industry is being torn down. Because they've been doing some evil stuff for years in the industry. Diddy and them got it from the old white elites that's been doing it for years. But what I can't understand, y'all, no, this ain't it. Why would they want to do it? Why would they want to join those secret societies and do what they've been doing to children? I told y'all about my mentor, who is I guess he's still a PI. I don't know, child. He'll say he's semi-retired. He said he's semi-retired. But before he was a PI, he was a FBI agent. He's retired. He retired from the FBI. That's why he always, when I was telling him, I said, they hacking me. Are you sure? He couldn't believe it. He believing now. He believing now what these damn fools on here doing. Oh, I don't even want. I'm not going to even talk about these folks because they coming. Because the stuff that they done did. He says Peter Pablo was literally kicked out of the music industry. He knew too much, but won't bend over. And you know what, Peter Pablo, I be looking at his channel sometimes. He's very crafty with his hands. He has a business, like he build fence. He know how to build fences. He know how to build like chairs. Like he's very crafty. He's got such a talent. He's living in, I believe, North Carolina. Y'all need to support him because I always like Peter Pablo. But yeah, I was looking for that phone, y'all. But yeah, Diddy has done a lot of people wrong. Like I said, it sometimes it looks like the evil wins, but it don't. Everything has its season, and always remember that the seasons change. Okay, the seasons will change, and I don't think they're gonna take it well. But the elite. Oh, I was talking about Kevin. Okay, so Kevin is a retired FBI agent. That's my mentor. He trained me. So Kevin worked up under um a FBI agent. His name was Ted Ganderson. and Ted is past. He's dead now. They basically killed him. Like, it's a lot of stuff that, yeah, I'm telling y'all, it's a lot of evil stuff that go on. That's why, when these folks get on here and start doing weird stuff, I have to go ahead and put them on, put them on paper. Because these people want to be in the industry so bad, they'll do anything. I'm telling you. And so, anyways, when Chief Ganderson retired from the FBI, he became a PI also. And he was the first. He knew how to investigate. This lady from out of Iowa hired him to find her son, okay, named Johnny. Johnny was delivering papers one day. Don't y'all change the channel, because y'all need to hear this. Johnny was, in 1983, Johnny was delivering papers and he was snatched. A blonde head white boy, a white kid. I don't like saying white boy, a white kid, because that seems derogatory to say white boy, a white kid, right? And so she hired Ganderson, who had retired from the FBI. Well, Ganderson went real deep in his investigation because he had been in law enforcement. He had been federal. He had been the chief of the FBI over the Los Angeles division, the Dallas division, and he retired at the Memphis division, right? And so Ganderson went really deep and found out that there was a sex trafficking ring that was led by the elites. Okay, it went all the way up to the White House. Okay, it went all the way up to the White House. He was able to find to get videos, to discover videos of children, like snuff films. And what in a snuff film, what they was doing, they was kidnapping children and just really just doing some terrible things to children, sexual stuff. And then they got off on in a snuff film, what they do is they, right before they get ready to have a orgasm, they would have this on video. Now, these are leaders, like top officials. Right before they got ready to have an orgasm, they would take a weapon and blow the child's brains out. Here, y'all, I can't make this stuff up. I can't make this stuff up. Anyways, to make a long story short, Chief Ganderson got so deep into what he was finding. Hey, look, God doggone it. I said, be quiet. He got so deep into what he was finding. They poisoned him. They did. They poisoned him. When they found Johnny, well, they never really found him. His mother, Noreen, was looking at a special one day on national TV. By this time, Johnny had been missing for like 3-4 years. Okay. Still looking for him. Still a missing child on the milk cartons and all of that. And there's a special on the White House lawn. Look, stop. I'm not playing, y'all hush. And President Bush, old man Bush, the one that's dead, okay? He's talking, and behind President Bush is her son that had been missing for years, that was snatched while he was delivering papers, right? Well, when she told them that's Johnny, her family, that's my son, that's Johnny. They told her, they produced a fake name and said, the Iowa police wouldn't investigate it. Come to find out, the Iowa chief was involved in this. But he had been kidnapped. He had been forced into sex slavery, and he was servicing all of these politicians. This is the same type of stuff that they do now, which is why I say, y'all, it is. See, I know y'all be thinking I'm cuckoo, but I'm real deep. I have a lot of information that people just ain't ready for. Okay? I know I get emotional, but I pull myself back together. Okay, I have to go. I'm deep. I'm deep. I have my y'all don't know the type of jobs that I do. Okay, so I'm entitled to a little emotion because I have to be mentally strong all day, every day. And so these are the types. What's so hurtful to me is they do this with these children. Y'all, they even have women. I think they call them mules that they have to reproduce kids. They have babies for these elites so that they can be put into this type of lifestyle. Yeah, it goes real deep. The MK Ultra stuff, like it goes deep. And all of this stuff is orchestrated by a lot of the government officials. That's why I say, y'all, we be worried about the wrong things. When I say we have to watch these politicians, a lot of these people run for office. They already millionaires. Why you gonna run for a damn office that ain't hardly paying anything? That's why I say, y'all watch the lawmakers, watch these senators, watch the Congress. These are the lawmakers. Because what they do is while they got your mind on something else that don't matter, they quietly change laws to make laws less stringent for pedophiles and stuff, because that's what they are. So the mere fact that Diddy and them are just replicating what they've seen. These are the people these are the secret societies that fund these record labels. These are the elites. These are the people that's in the back rooms that we don't see. They are the funders. They are the ones that give Diddy and them the power. They're the billionaires. And so they replicate what they do. And I think it's a darn shame when you have Black people that's willing to do stuff like that just for some money. We're not people that we don't come from that. We're not like that. Okay. But yet and still we've taken on a lot of these behaviors. So I don't give a damn about him. Let him be in the jail. Jail is a cave. Since he want to act like a cave person, let his ass be locked up in the caves. That's where he ought to be at. Okay. And I don't care who don't like it. Anyways, let's move on from that. So the Louisiana governor says he's gonna go after the jailers, okay, that help the inmates to escape. Okay, let's see if we can pull that up. Hold on. Yeah, hold on. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button for me, okay? I would appreciate that a lot too.
Governor, welcome to you. I know we're welcoming you from the White House as you are joining the president for some events there today. First up, are you going to find all these guys?
Oh, yeah, we are going to find them. First, I want to thank the FBI, the U.S. Marshals, ATF, the Louisiana State Police, Troop NOLA, NOPD. We have got hundreds of law enforcement agents that are working 24/7 around the clock, hunting these folks down. We were able to grab 3 of them right close within the first 24 hours after the jailbreak. Of course, you got to remember, Sandra, we didn't know that they had left the jail, that they had walked out of the front door for about 10 hours. We didn't get that report from the sheriff. And so those inmates had about a 10-hour lead on law enforcement, but our folks are doing a great job, and we're going to hunt them down. I mean, and of course, you got to, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, Governor, from the looks of it, you can tell us, it doesn't look like this was a sophisticated, jailbreak. I mean, they're even bragging about how easy it was to get out of there. How did this happen?
Well, look, I think if you look at the criminal justice system as a whole in New Orleans, you will see the problem. Several years ago, George Soros came over to New Orleans like Santa Claus and unpacked the district attorney, 6 judges, and a sheriff. And this is what progressive criminal justice system looks like, Sandra. This is what happens when those people promise that to keep criminals out of jail. Sadly, you get 10 of the most dangerous inmates that are in jail in Louisiana, they get to escape.
All right. So this is former FBI agent Bobby Chacon on he's suggesting on what the inmates may have had and what sort of help they may have had. Governor, listen here.
They probably had help on the inside and the outside. So, now they had help on the inside getting out, and now they have help at the jail, both by specific individuals and the system as a whole.
Okay, so if it turns out that this was sort of some inside job, how will those who helped them escape be held accountable?
Oh, they will. They're going to go to jail as well. Look, we have put a $20,000 bounty on each one of the 7 that are still at large. That's very important, and that's what's working with this. The Attorney General is going to conduct a very thorough investigation of what happened. I'm sure that once that investigation is complete, she will release it. You'll have plenty of things to talk about then. But not only those people who may have aided and abetted them to get out, but those who continue to aid and abet them. If we find that you have aided and abetted these fugitives, you're going to jail as well.
Well, we know the records. We know they're bad guys. We've got them up on the screen. We know they're probably tired, probably hungry, probably pretty desperate right now. Governor, you have a tip line up. You're asking for any tip lines to come in. We know that one of the first guys caught in the hours we learned about this jailbreak was caught right there in a parking garage at a hotel in New Orleans, hiding under a car. But a lot of time has passed, and they could be beyond state lines now. Do you have any more information about where some of these people are?
We have been getting a lot of tips, and the tips have been coming in all day, all night long. And of course, every time a tip comes in, our group, which is composed of federal, state, and local partners, start running those tips down. We have reason to believe that most of them are still in the state of Louisiana. Most of them most likely are in the city of New Orleans. We run down tips if we believe they're outside of that. We have notified other jurisdictions outside of Louisiana when those tips have come in, and we believe that they may be, say, in another state. But I can tell you, Sandra, we've got men and women working around the clock. We're going to hunt these folks down. We're going to find them, and we're going to bring them back to a jail that they can't break out of.
Well, we have full confidence that'll be the case, and we know they're on it. We've got a live picture up, by the way. We're told this is a news conference that's beginning in your state shortly, Governor, with the district attorney's office there in New Orleans. Hopefully they've got some news for us. As soon as anything comes from there, we're going to go there live. Governor, before you go, and I know you've got this event with the president there shortly, I want to ask you about this executive order that you've issued in your state directing state law enforcement agencies now to assist federal immigration operations and enforcement, urging these local police authorities and agencies to join the federal effort on immigration. You're calling this effort Operation GO, GEAUX, and describing it as a historical partnership with the federal government. What can you tell us about this, and why is this so important to you, Governor?
Look, this has been something that's been in the works for quite some time. We want to stand side by side with President Trump in making sure that those that have come into the country illegally and then commit acts of violence or acts of criminal acts, that we end up not only putting them in jail, but ending up deporting them as well. We want to do our part. We don't want people in our country that are breaking our criminal laws. We've got enough problems with American citizens who are breaking our criminal laws. And so we're standing side by side with the Trump administration. We have basically given our law enforcement agents in the state of Louisiana the authority to enforce immigration laws. We're going to be working on some other processes that would allow us to deport those that break the law in Louisiana, that being state criminal laws, and be able to deport them right away. We're working with ICE to do that as well, and we'll give you an update on that soon.
Yeah, and we know that this is a priority for so many Americans, and we saw that in the last election. And it continues to be one of the biggest reasons that those voters are supporting President Trump today is immigration efforts. Governor, we appreciate your time today, and thanks for the update from the great state of Louisiana, but in Washington, D.C. today.
Okay, so what he needs to be doing is partnering, or whatever you call it, pardon. That's what it is, pardon. He needs to pardon a lot of those people that's been wrongfully convicted and been set up in the state of Louisiana. I think Louisiana has more people because of the corruption back in the day that's in jail for crimes that they didn't commit, because the DA and stuff was working with the police. The judges were working together. That's what he needs to be doing. But you could look at him and tell that he feel like he ain't gonna do nothing to help nobody. I don't even know how they elect him, because he look rotten. Anyways, but hey, they're going after and which they should. They ought to be scared, because he looks like he's fresh out of a Klans meeting. Okay, that's what he looks like. So they better be scared when he say he coming after them, because it's probably majority Black people that work in those jails, and it don't make no sense. Why you go work in a jail and help them to have the inmates escape? That's just crazy. Why would you put your livelihood in jeopardy like that? Why would you do that? Anyways, you guys, I also want to talk about, and then after this, we'll just freestyle it. The Memphis mayor says he welcomes the police, the FBI. FBI's get ready to come into the Memphis area. Okay, thank God. Hold on one second.
Another weekend where multiple people were shot. The Bluff City is making national headlines for our crime problem.
Yeah, the feds put the spotlight on Memphis with this one. FBI Director Kash Patel called our city the homicide capital of America. WREG's Harrison Klopp has reaction from city leaders tonight.
The homicide capital of America. It's what FBI Director Kash Patel has dubbed the Bluff City over the weekend, adding, "We have a problem there. We're rolling one of our task forces to Tennessee." Recent findings show Memphis is 8th on homicides per capita in 2024, down from the top spot in 2023. But it's still a problem city officials are working on.
I'm excited to see us not be at the top of this list for murders. Great. Let's get out of the top 10. I would love to see that.
Over the weekend, the city saw 3 more homicides in the Orange Mound area. Orange Mound resident Robert Johnson said poor upbringings are responsible.
It's the upbringing. That's all it can be. Kids is out here nowadays, they just don't care. They don't care. I'm talking about they ain't shooting at the person they want to be shooting at. They shooting at anybody.
During an interview last month, Shelby County District Attorney Steve Mulroy also cited poor upbringings, amongst other things, that were turning Memphians to violent crimes like homicide.
It's the parents, it's our culture, it's social media, it's economics and demographics, it's our court system.
And while many have ideas on how to make Memphis safer, Danelle Taylor Davis, who grew up in Orange Mound, thinks an FBI task force is not the way to go about it.
I genuinely don't believe that Memphis needs to be a place where resources and, a task force is coming out here purely with that mindset of, we're going to straighten this city out. I feel like that's going to incite more problems.
The FBI director's comment comes at a time when the city is at its best, Memphis Tourism's Kevin Kane says, as Memphis has pulled off another consecutive week of hosting major events. This past weekend at the Memphis Sports and Events Center and both Tom Lee and Liberty Park.
Unfortunate that bad things happen in good communities, but this is a great community. And we had a lot of great things that were going on this community, this weekend, and we didn't have any problems at those major events.
From Memphis, I'm Harrison Klopp for your news leader, WREG News Channel 3.
You could tell he live in a gated community. I tell you. Anyways, you guys, hey, I don't have no issues with the FBI sending their task force in to help to clean up crime. And I'm glad that the mayor and the police director is ready to work with them on this. Okay. Anyways, you guys, did y'all hit the like button? I wish I had my phone so that I could open up the lines. I can't find my phone. He said it's a chemical released in children. Yes, it is. You're absolutely right. So when they're doing this to these children, and their stress level is high, they're terrified out of their minds based on what they're doing to them. They're putting them through all of this trauma, like sexual trauma, making them watch them take out other, little ones. Yeah, that's exactly what they do. They're vampires. So when they say Diddy got an underground tunnel that he keep children in, I can't believe it. Diddy does not have a soul, and Diddy has not had a soul for a very long time. He hasn't had a soul for a very long time. And so, unfortunately, this is some of the things that a lot of these people do to be in favor with these billionaires. Okay, that's why I, you never know the lengths that people go through to for some money. It's really sad. It really is. Anyways, you guys. I'm looking for my phone. Mo. Oh, yeah. Anyways, you guys, I said that I was not going to be on here very long. Because I got some things that I got to do. It's some things I need to do. Because I got home not too long ago. I was over at the studio with my clients. Thank God. That's picking up again. So I need to get myself together for tomorrow and do some editing. I need to edit a show. Tamara, I got to tell you something. I just remember a partner told me a long time ago. What you got to tell me, Kenny? What you had got to tell me, Mr. Kenny Adams? Yeah, just always remember, we have bigger fish to fry, and we have to really just use our platforms responsibly. It's not about how, the platforms will grow. I don't know how they do it. I wish that I could pay somebody to tell me how they hack into the StreamYards and delete your subscribers, because they're doing it through StreamYard. He said call Boo. Who is? Oh, you said call you? Okay. What's your phone number? I wish I could have my phone. I would I can't find it. The phone I use for on here. I've been looking for it. thought this was it. Is this it? No, that's not it. I don't know where it is. You all hit the like button for me. Y'all want me to stay on for like 30 more minutes? Talk to me. What do you all want to talk about? I do be wanting to stay on for at least like 2 hours, but when y'all don't talk back to me, it's hard for me to do that. It's at least 65 people on here. You emailed me a number. Okay. Yeah, I saw my baby today in traffic. I was on my way to a case. I was sitting at the red light. I said, Lord have mercy. Her little bag behind. I'm talking about my oldest daughter. She had been saying, Mama, I got your gift. I heard something, bum, bum, bum. I mean, they're just blowing the horn, just laying on the horn at the light. I'm looking, I'm not even paying attention. Then I heard something say, Mama! And I hurry up and looked up. It was my baby on the side of me. And that girl is something else. I said, dude, she was like, here, I got your gift. Here go your gift. She put her car in park. I said, no, Noodles, don't, please. Do not get out of your car at this red light. Because, you know, cars are crazy. Even though it was at a red light, the light turned green. People don't care no more. They'll put their feet on the gas and hit my baby. But she did it anyway. She jumped out and gave me her Mother's Day gift. She says, Mom, no matter how old I get or how independent I become, I'll never outgrow the need to hear your voice, see your smile, or reach out for your hug. I will always need you, always love you, and always be grateful. Oh. Now, this one is the cheap one, y'all. She gave me a gift card. I don't know what's on it. Probably $5. No telling with her. And it's funny because I've seen her on Mother's Day and since Mother's Day, and she forgot to give it to me. My other baby got me a spa set. So nice. Let's see, y'all. We're going to see how much. This is my oldest daughter who every year for about 3 years, when Christmas came around, she always talking about Amazon. PayPal stole her money or something. Every year, PayPal was stealing the money. Y'all, she just wasn't buying us no Christmas gift, child. That's what that was, and she was telling a story. How do I open this? Oh, okay, Kenny. As y'all can see, I have everything in my purse. I can't never find my NAM phone. I got 4 phones and can't never find NAM. Here go one. I guess I use this one. don't like it when they buy these gift cards because they charge them. They charge us $5.95. I don't like that. Hold on, you guys. You better not count noodles out, guys. I know that's right.
Hello.
Hey, boo.
Hey, mama.
How much money is on this card?
Just 30.
Oh, that's good. I got you on my. Say hey to everybody on the podcast. I got you on the podcast. I told them, I was telling them about how one, like, well, a while back, how every year you claim we was getting a gift and PayPal supposedly had stole your money.
As a matter of fact, that really did happen. That's when I was ordering hair, and they took all my money. That's why I stopped ordering for that hair company.
How come they only do it to you?
They sure took my money though. I'll never forget them for that.
Lord Jesus. Anyways, boo. Thank you for the gift card.
You're welcome.
What Juki fruit at?
She with her dad. I'm in the office this week.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm gonna take y'all speaker when you say that because I don't want the freakos. I mean, not the people on here, but you never know who in the bushes. All right, boo.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye. Y'all, you heard what she said. Y'all heard what she said. I don't know if they stole her money. She said, I've never known PayPal to be that, but that was happening. That happened like 3 times in a row. I ordered y'all a Christmas gift. PayPal stole my money. Lord have mercy. Anyways. I know that's right. PayPal better check themselves before they wreck themselves. I tell you. Anyway, y'all. It's a lot going on. Well, I think it's a good thing that the FBI is coming into Memphis. They're coming in just in time for Hernandez Goldfan's trial, if it's going to be one. If it's going to be a trial. I don't even think it's going to be one. And that's just in my opinion. I'll say this. I would be surprised if it's one. I'll be surprised if he go to trial. I know they say he going, but that don't mean nothing. Because folks can say they going all the way up into the day and in the middle of the damn trial too and plead out and plead guilty. So, but maybe not. Maybe gonna have a trial. If you do, the FBI coming just in time. Maybe they'll get some of this crime up under control. But I don't think Govan concerned. I don't think I don't really think he's concerned about that. You know how some people don't. I don't think he concerned. about no safety. Get back. Mm. Get back, little boy. Mm. Y'all don't have nothing else to talk about? I'm trying to hang on in here for y'all. I'm trying to find some too, y'all, while I'm doing something. Thank you, love. I appreciate that. Me too. We welcome the peacemakers. Your dogs are quiet. What you do? They just trying to get started. They over here wrestling with each other. Sometimes when they wrestle with each other, they make a lot of noise. Sometimes they be quiet. This time they're quiet. I said I would, because I have not eaten anything. I did eat earlier today. I'm kind of hungry right now. I took out a steak. It's a little thin round top steak. And what I was gonna do is, but I'm not gonna do it this late because it's too late. I was gonna throw it on the grill. Yep, spoke too soon. And chop it up and put it on top of a baked potato, a loaded baked potato. But of course, I can't eat nothing that heavy right now. And I almost stopped at Aldi's on my way home from the studio tonight and got me some apples. Something told me stop at Aldi's or stop at Cash Saver and get you some red apples. And I don't know why I just didn't do it. I'm sure gonna do it tomorrow though, so I can have something to snack on when I don't eat. Cause it's too late to be eating anything. I did have some mozzarella, some spicy mozzarella balls in there, but I've eaten them. They're light. I ain't cooking nothing. I guess I'll just cut me up a few slices of cheddar cheese. I don't know. Cut me up a raw potato. Y'all know I eat raw potatoes. I always did. I could peel a potato and chop it up and just eat it raw. Wash it and eat it raw. It's good. I remember one of my older cousins came into the house one day and was like, one of those babies used to eat raw potatoes. And my mom was like, this one, and she still eats raw potatoes. They're really good. I know raw potatoes are so freaking good. But it's too late to even eat a raw potato though. It's starchy. I think I got some jalapeno cheese sticks in there. And that's probably what I'll eat. One jalapeno cheese stick. I think that'll hold me over until I eat tomorrow. I'm gonna make sure though. I thought I had some oranges in there, but I ain't even got no more oranges. I don't feel like making no smoothie. I could make me a smoothie because I bought me a lot of frozen fruits. And y'all, I've been experimenting with making smoothies in the mornings and stuff. Oh my God, they are so good. They are. Also, okay, so no solids. I don't feel like making no smoothie. I drink a smoothie in the morning. I'm gonna tell y'all something. I've been making banana mango smoothie, and I've been making mango and pineapple smoothies. And then sometimes I take all three of them and put them together. Oh my God. Oh my God. It is so good. And all these have all of the frozen fruits for smoothies on sale. I bought so many bags. It's got my freezer totally full because they were on sale. And they're the big bags. And I bought them like over a week ago, and I still got a lot. So y'all already know. And I've been making me a smoothie like almost every morning. I like mashed potatoes, and I don't buy the mashed potatoes in the box. I always make homemade mashed potatoes. I like to make mashed potatoes from scratch, and I like to make loaded mashed potatoes, garlicky loaded mashed potatoes, and they be so good. I do baked potatoes too. I do loaded baked potatoes. And see, that's what I was going to do. I was going to take the steak and grill it and chop up some broccoli and load it up, put it in the baked potato, put butter and garlic and all of that, and the steak on top with some, and then put cheese on top of it. So, but I'm not gonna do that. That's I can't eat this late. But what I was talking about earlier is like after I get everything moved and stuff, I'm gonna start going live. I've been looking at like healthier ways to, and I've been thinking about putting on my TV show too, like healthier ways of eating, because it's a lot of older people to look at my TV show, just so that they'll like have healthier ways of eating, because a lot of them have diabetes and all of that sugar-free stuff. I buy a lot of sugar-free stuff, and believe it or not, it's not bad at all. I buy a lot of sugar-free stuff. You just have to get used to it. Because it's a lot of older people suffer from diabetes. I want to get a program going. I've been asking God to help me. I stay so busy. All the time. It's hard for me to just. It take a long time for me to put plans together. That's why I miss my dad so much. My dad knew how to put a plan together so quick, and then all I had to do was just execute it. Like he would write the plan down. So it's I stay so busy. It take me a while. but I would love it. You know, I just had an idea as it relates to seniors. And that's my dad helped a lot of seniors. I remember one year it was 3 women that lived in South Memphis, and their house was totally falling apart. And my dad and his business partners had those 3 old ladies' houses basically totally redid. You know, those houses up there in South Memphis are very, very old. A lot of them are on fixed incomes. They can't paint the house. They can't get anything fixed. Nothing. And they almost had like almost a totally new house. It was such a blessing. Anyways, you guys, it's 10 o'clock. It's after 10. I got some things I gotta do. I need to I need to go through some more stuff and throw some more stuff in the garbage. I've just about gotten everything out of my cabinets. Yeah, I ain't gonna buy no more seasoning because I'm a seasoning fanatic. I know I had that many seasonings. I think what I need to do. I need to do some more stuff. Anyways, you guys, I love you guys. Y'all have a good night. I appreciate y'all tuning in as always. I want you guys to please like, share, and subscribe. Okay. I love you guys. We'll talk later.